Move through all 12 organ functions in the order you see on the screen, beginning with the lung flow quickie. Now the quickie is the first jumper cable of the entire flow. The self-help quickie, like all Jin Shin self-help, the breath and the hands are always the tools. And you can hold the jumper cable for 2 to 5 minutes as a general guideline, but you can hold it longer or less long, of course. All right, starting with the lung flow. So we begin, and we're going to do the left and the right for each one of the organ flows. So place your right fingers on the left SEL 22 at the base of the left collarbone, like you see in the picture, and your left fingers on the base of the left ribs at left SEL 14. Drop your shoulders. Become aware of the breath as it flows down the front of the body on the out breath and up the back of the body on the in breath. In tune with the little B breath in and out of the lungs, reflecting the big B breath of the macrocosm that expands into dimensions beyond the 5 senses. Under your left hand at SEL 14, there's harmony for willpower and the connection between heaven and earth. Located in the midsection, SEL 14 opens up the ability to nourish ourselves and others. It harmonizes the mental body for clarity, opening space to think from the higher mind. And then under your right hand up at the collarbone, SEL 22 allows things to flow through you without getting stuck, embracing what's helpful and letting go of what's not. This jumper cable is harmonizing the attitude of sadness and is reinforced with attention to the element of air and the color white. Notice the background is white. For each depth of energy, I changed the background. Just breathe with that one more time. And then we're going to reverse the jumper cable to harmonize the right lung flow. Place your left fingers on SEL 22 at the base of the right collarbone and your right fingers at the base of the right ribs at the right SEL 14. Perhaps close your eyes and enjoy engaging with your energy body, focusing on the vibration of your energy frequency that's always pulsing, whether you're conscious of it or not. You don't need to know the organ flow pattern. It's on the screen for you to look at if you want to, but you don't need to know it. The knowing and helping myself of Jin Shin operates from intention and attention. And of course, it increases the more you practice self-help. So one more breath there. And we'll move on to the large intestine. So drop your hands a minute. This Jin Shin self-help quickie for the left large intestine flow places the left hand on the right shoulder near the neck, that's SEL 11, and then reach up and place the right fingers around that left index finger and breathe. So your left hand is over your right shoulder up near the neck. And then your right hand is around your left index finger. This large intestine flow detoxifies through elimination. That's physically through the stool, as well as mentally and emotionally, through letting go of feelings and beliefs that aren't helpful. Breathing with the cosmic breath. Down the front on the exhale, and up the back on the inhale, cleaning the bowels and the mind, releasing old thoughts and old residue. Under your left hand, up there near the neck, SEL 11 is harmonizing negative thinking and doubts. Because SEL 11 is a lot about respiration, it's also helping to direct smooth exhaling, unloading down the front, and inhaling or receiving up the back. SEL 11 is that hub of the energy locations where energy is coming up the back through the neck there to receive nourishment at the same time that it's assisting the exhale by unloading excess baggage as it goes over the top of the head and down the front. Same time, you're holding that index finger, and that's the starting point of the large intestine flow itself and the end point of the lung flow. That's where yin meets yang in second depth energy. Second depth energy frequency is about harmonizing relationship with ourselves and others. Well, it's also harmonizing the relationship between the cells, that connective tissue and interstitial tissue in the space between the cells, where the body fluids are circulating and where the exchange of nutrients, oxygen, and subtle energetic information takes place. Peak period for the large intestine flow happens between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. when the body is naturally ready for physical elimination. And with this left side, it harmonizes diarrhea. So the right side is going to harmonize constipation. So one more breath on that left flow. And reverse the jumper cable so that the right hand now is over the left shoulder up near the neck. And the left fingers are around the index finger of that right hand. And no straining, drop the shoulders. Relax the belly. Just being with this jumper cable. Sometimes I put my neck over on my hand, kind of cuddle with this jumper cable. Remember that SEL 11 is also comparable to the 2 scales of justice, helping to balance the conditioning of the 5 senses with the expanded awareness of the higher mind. Overall, large intestine flow harmonizes the attitude of sadness and grief, opening the way for allowing and letting go. All right, now we're going on to yellow background, first depth energy. Rest your hands in your lap for a minute. This is stomach flow, Jin Shin, self-help quickie. So you're going to start by placing the right hand at the base of the left cheekbone at SEL 21, and the left hand at the bottom of the left collarbone at SEL 22. Always remembering the breath. The hands and the breath. Under the right hand, SEL 21 brings in the energy of a calm mind, escaping mental bondage, to build self-esteem and create peace of mind. This is a vital location for digestion of thoughts and awareness of brain activity, absorbing thoughts that contribute to well-being and letting go of those that don't. This location contributes to building self-esteem in letting go of limiting self-perceptions. And then under the left hand at your collarbone, SEL 22 is helping adaptation to whatever is happening, including unpleasant environmental conditions. It's relieving tightness in the throat and the chest. And in this first depth energy, stomach energy harmonizes the attitude of worry, also including feeling scattered, needing space. Just like the first depth harmonizes the skin is our physical boundary. And sometimes we need space, physical boundaries, energetic boundaries. And that's enhanced with first depth jumper cable. And now to harmonize the right stomach flow, reverse the jumper cables, placing the left hand at the base of the right cheekbone at SEL 21 and the right hand at the bottom of the right collarbone at SEL 22. Breathing down the front on the exhale and up the back on the inhale. You can choose which side of the body to practice on by following where your symptoms connect in with the jumper cables. Or remembering that lifestyle issues, like what's going on right now, are harmonized by right flows, and the left flow harmonizes generational or ancestral issues, things that you came in with. First depth energies are also assisted with the color yellow, like you see on the screen, and the element of earth that grounds and centers you. And another yellow slide. The other organ flow in first depth is the spleen flow. Now you're going to place your right hand on the tailbone, the coccyx, and the left hand on the left inside ankle. And if this is uncomfortable, substitute the inside of the left knee for the ankle and drop your awareness into the ankle. If you're looking at the flow pattern on the screen, you can see how this jumper cable follows the flow pattern as it starts down near the toe and comes up the inside of the leg through the tailbone. Spleen flow is also harmonizing the attitude of worry, just like the stomach flow, resetting beliefs about things like boundaries and centering and grounding, and who I am in this skin that holds the body together. The tailbone, or coccyx, is the foundation for the entire spine, that information processor that nourishes the neurological system. Opening the coccyx allows energy to move through the pelvic floor, breaking up congestion as the flow moves through the lower pelvis into the torso. Remembering the breath, aware of the power of the breath in that connection between the physical and the non-physical. And now harmonizing the right spleen flow, reverse the jumper cable, place the left hand on the tailbone and the right hand on the right inside ankle at SEL 5. Again, substituting the inside of the right knee at SEL 1 if you need to. SEL 5 at the inside ankle helps to let go of old thoughts and habits and find a new direction, strengthening the harmony for regeneration and vitality. Again, drop the shoulders, relax the belly, aware of being aware. Self-help for the spleen flow transforms nutritional energy into bodily energy and can assist in calming the nerves. Also helps with the immune system. And the first depth energy of the spleen is enhanced by the color yellow and the element of earth. One more breath down the front and up the back. And now we're moving into fifth depth energy, beginning with the heart flow. So this first jumper cable, the quickie for the heart, for the left heart flow, place the left hand over your left shoulder, same side, left hand, left shoulder up near the neck, and the right hand at the base of the left wrist bone, SEL 17, on the little finger side of the wrist where that bone is. In addition to harmonizing many physical projects, the heart flow harmonizes the attitude of trying too hard, being too busy, which gets us into pretense, being out of integrity. This flow helps come into authenticity and fairness, and ultimately the joy of being. Breathing as it nourishes the entire system, helping to direct smooth exhaling down the front and inhaling up the back. Under your left hand at the base of the neck, SEL 11 is working as a janitor, clearing and unloading from head to toe. So we'll also remember SEL 11 carries that universal meaning of justice, the balance scales. That is the creative power to express the dynamic balance of the self. And then under the right fingers at the wrist bone, SEL 17 allows intuition to come to the fore. This SEL is helpful for calming the nerves and for fostering inspiration, intuition, fishing for truth in the depths of the subconscious. Like if I bring thinking, the mind, to the heart, the home of spirit, the outcome will be in harmony. Holding SEL 17 by itself can harmonize the heart and all heart-related projects. And jumper cabled here with SEL 11 teaches openness about what's possible and within our ability to create. And now reversing the jumper cables for the right heart flow. The right hand is up near the neck on SEL 11 on the right, and the left hand is at the base of the right wrist bone. Again, check your shoulders every time you switch. Sometimes you tend to strain. Check your shoulders for ease and relaxation. Maybe breathing red into your breath. That helps harmonize fifth depth energy, as does the element of fire. This simple jumper cable helps you to speak and act from the heart, while it's distributing the power of that element of fire to all the other organs. Perhaps you'll find that you can express joy, love, and enthusiasm more easily. Breathing. Now, still in fifth depth, we'll move to the small intestine flow. And this one, both left and right, we're going to harmonize both left and right flows at the same time. Place your right hand on the left elbow at SEL 19 and the left hand on the right elbow at SEL 19. Drop your awareness into your hands and breathe that cosmic breath down the front on the exhale and up the back on the inhale. Small intestine energy can help sort out which nutrients enter the blood. It also protects the heart from too many impressions and brings emotional warmth and receptivity. With both hands on SEL 19, there's the opportunity to step into leadership and authority internally and in the outside world, putting us in command of our lives. Fear of authority often manifests as difficulty assuming responsibility for ourselves, so we give that power away. With the help of SEL 19, we develop self-confidence to keep our own power and authority. So we're not dependent on what others tell us, but rather trust our own inner source. In addition, the 19s assist general digestive projects. And of course, that's a hallmark of the small intestine. SEL 19s appear a lot in the Jin Shin flows. In fact, later on in this review of the organ flows and all the quickie self-helps, we'll see that this jumper cable is also a quickie for the diaphragm flow. So you can get a twofer on this one, 2 for 1. Breathing. With special attention to the exhale. Now moving into fourth depth with the color blue. Here's a self-help quickie for the bladder. Beginning with the left flow, place the right hand on the middle of the left neck at SEL 12, and you can reach this either way, either from around the back or from around the front. And the left hand on the tailbone, like you see in the picture. Breathing with the cosmic breath down the front and up the back. Remember how many rivers of energy there are in the bladder flow. You can see them on the graphic on the screen there. This is the longest flow in the body. Very good for detoxifying. And then SEL 12 under the right fingers on the left neck is about surrendering to universal mind, dissolving willfulness into willingness, opening up a way through stubborn and temperamental states of being. The neck's pretty narrow for all of the flow patterns which go through it, up to and down from the head. When it's congested, we become headstrong and trapped in anger or fear. But when it's open, we remain tender and flexible. Meanwhile, the left hand on the tailbone is opening the coccyx, that foundation for the spine, allowing all those rivers of the bladder flow to move through, harmonizing through the lower pelvis, and then actually opening up more strength in the legs. Focusing on the breath, aware of the power in that connection between the physical and the non-physical. And now reversing that jumper cable for the right flow. Placing the left hand on the middle of the right neck at SEL 12. The right hand goes to the tailbone. Now we're harmonizing lifestyle issues on the right side as they pertain to the bladder flow. Because of the extensiveness of the bladder flow pattern, it's been called the main center of the organ functions. Those 6 rivers of energy down the back of the body run through the entire center and sides of the back. Mary has said that we are our own limitation as we fall back into old patterns. Jin Shin self-help allows the energy body to remember harmony in a way that the rational mind does not understand. That's why daily self-help is so important, to continually reroute the conditioning of old patterns into harmonic channels. Breathing. And then the other organ flow in 4th depth energy is the kidney flow. For the left side, place the right hand on the left little toe and the left hand on the pubic bone. Now, this is one where if you have difficulty reaching your little toe, you can instead place your hand inside the left knee at SEL1. So we're harmonizing the left kidney flow. Kidney energy originates in 4th depth. Might want to put the color blue in your breath as it goes down the front and up the back. Kidney energy connects with inner wisdom. And it's another harmonizer of the immune system. Listening to the pulsing coming through your fingers. And now reverse the jumper cables for the right kidney energy flow. So the left hand is on the right little toe if you can reach it, otherwise at the inside of the right knee. And the right hand is on the pubic bone. Again, drop your awareness into your hands, becoming aware of the flow pattern for the kidney that begins at the little toe, runs up the inside of the leg, and goes through the groin. Notice how this jumper cable assists that energy flow in its journey through the body. And then in the action of as above, so below, even if you don't touch the rest of the jumper cables in this flow pattern, it's being assisted to clear and harmonize as it continues up through the torso, over the top of the head and down the entire back before it becomes the diaphragm flow. Maybe just think for a minute about all the other organ energies that are flowing simultaneously through the body, interweaving in and out of each other, while we're focusing on this kidney flow as just one of the 12 organ energies that are all carrying the frequency of our attitudes, our feelings, and beliefs that shape who we are. Exhaling. And now moving on to sixth depth energy, a deeper red than fifth depth energy. The diaphragm quickie, remember, is the same as the small intestine quickie. Both the right and the left flows. Place the right hand on the left elbow and the left hand on the right elbow. Good reminder that a jumper cable is always harmonizing more than one function in the body. Remember that holding SEL 19 puts you in touch with your commander, stepping into your leadership and authority internally and in the outside world. With the help of SEL 19, there's access to greater levels of self-confidence. We're no longer dependent on what others tell us. Trust my own authority. SEL 19 has also been called the psychiatrist to harmonize the mind as it's conditioned to direct our lives, assisting the higher mind to work with the breath and the digestion for more conscious awareness of being aware. Maybe breathe that color red into your breath again, the quality of the sixth step. And now the other part of sixth step, the umbilicus flow. The left umbilicus flow quickie begins by placing the right hand over the left shoulder, right hand over left shoulder up close to the neck, and the left fingers on the middle of the right neck at SEL 12. And again, you can either go from the front or from the back. On the screen, she's doing it from the back. No straining, paying attention to your breathing, allowing that energy of SEL 11 to work with letting go, unloading the burdens of the past, creating balance in life, bringing in that energy of the two scales of justice, balancing the self in the clearing of congestion that causes dis-ease. Under your left hand, SEL 12 assists the physical body to rise above the human mind for more attunement with the cosmic mind. Many challenges come from the thoughts that the mind insists on entertaining. And the challenges occur because those thoughts become tissue. I am what I think, just like I am what I eat. If I want an enriched life, then I need to think enriching thoughts. Not to ignore worry, fear, anger, sadness, pretense, but to become aware of those attitudes to direct my attention to what I do want. Then reversing, the jumper cable for the right umbilicus. Place the left hand over the right shoulder up close to the neck and the right fingers on the middle of the left neck at SEL 12. Diaphragm and umbilicus energies protect and guard all the organs. This self-help ties us to divine power in sixth depth, closest to the unmanifest. Harmonizes exhaustion. See if you can be aware of the pulsing under your hands. So amazing that that vibration is who we really are. This physical body is just an illusion. That pulsing is your energetic frequency responding to the thoughts and feelings you are choosing to entertain. Breathing the red down the front and up the back. And finally into third depth energy, a Jin Shin self-help quickie for the gallbladder flow starting on the left side. Begin by placing the right hand on top of the right eyebrow on your right forehead and the left hand on the middle of the left neck at SEL 12. Now maybe breathing the green down the front and up the back for third depth energy harmony. Gallbladder harmonizes frustration and annoyance, congestion in your beliefs that block your knowing about flexibility and self-awareness. Under your left hand, SEL 12 is about surrendering to universal mind. And under your right hand, SEL 20 is opening perception for access to ancient wisdom and for becoming aware of seeing through appearances to a true vision of circumstances. And there at the frontal lobe, it's also assisting memory and concentration and clarity of mind. Helps us tap into deep layers of remembering. And then reversing the jumper cable to harmonize the right gallbladder flow. Left hand goes to the left forehead, right fingers are in the middle of the right neck. Even if the pulsing under your hands seems faint or far away, just your contact with the body carries an awareness that moves you into another relationship with your knowing of yourself in this physicality. It encourages connection with that which is beyond the five senses. Inspiring ideas from a different level of perception. It's amazing how many different ideas come to me during my extended self-help in the morning. That perception contained in the breath and the hands. And then finally, we come to the liver flow, our final Jin Shin self-help quickie for today, completing the creation cycle of the organ flows. The left liver flow begins by placing the right hand on the right collarbone at SEL 22 and the left hand at the left base of the head at the occipital ridge, SEL 4, like you see in the picture. SEL 4 under your left hand is called the bridge, connecting the physical with the non-physical, the formless into form, and spirit into matter. Breathing that into the body. Opening the energy flow both into and out of the head as it brings the unconscious into consciousness. This harmonizes thought and vision and inspires imagination and dreaming. And the other part of the jumper cable at SEL 22, assisting the liver in its organ pathway to come into harmony. Both of these safety energy locations are spiraling and spinning to the core of the body and back again. Jin Shin is tapping into the body's innate physical and spiritual wisdom, returning the body to the rhythm of the universal clock. The necessary tools are always with you, the breath and the fingers, the hands, with no limit to the amount of self-help you choose to do. If the body's had enough, your hands will naturally drop away. And finally, for a self-help quickie for the right liver flow, reverse the jumper cables by placing the left hand on the left collarbone and the right hand on the right base of the head at SEL 4. Another name for this location at SEL 4 is the window to the soul, receiving universal consciousness. It harmonizes thought and vision as well as everything else that goes on in the head. As part of third depth energy, this self-help quickie for harmonizing the liver flow fosters creativity and intuition. And to further harmonize third depth energy, you might want to breathe that color green in the breath, in the flow as it goes down the front on the exhale, and up the back on the inhale. Jin Shin self-help taps into our inner innate wisdom while giving us the gift of self-care. Enjoy the journey, and I'll meet you there.